So this one, and it's in Latin, so I'll try my best. My
Mark for
I
edit.
totally heard what I said there. It's because of that six-breasted woman in the episode before this.
Disturbed. It's truly frightening.
This isn't a
This
plan.
is your home.
Oh man, I got this. Take one for me too, man. Yeah. Stop it.
What's up, everyone? It's Thursday night. You know what that means. Three Corners of Horror live, but not for this episode. It is a pre-taped. Ricky and I, it's our birthdays. We're going to be going out, Comic-Con with him. I'm going out to the beach. So wanted to make sure to cover this movie, and that's why we are here. And with that, this is kind of a Beer Brothers episode.
Yeah, bro. It's been a while since we sat back and just did a recorded episode, so it feels a little weird. I might be thrown off a little bit,
Same.
but it's all good because we're talking VHS Halloween. It's the Halloween season. We're in October. It's still hot as balls outside, which sucks. Hopefully, summer could, take its vacation and bring in the fall weather. But other than that, yeah, I'm good. I am happy. And I can't wait to get into this episode with you, bro. We're the Beer Brothers. This is a Beer Brothers special edition of Three Corners of Horror. Hence, the sunglasses.
Salute.
And the beer. We can't forget the beer, brother. Salute. Look at this.
In this episode, we're going to be covering Shudder's VHS Halloween, released 2025. There are various writers and directors, so I'm just going to mention who they are in each segment because I don't want to list them all. And then when we go to talk about each of the segment, not actually, speak of that writer and or director on that one. All right, so let's get in with the first one because there are, same as all the other VHS movies, that you have your 5 little standalones and the wraparound. We're going to discuss the wraparound in the end, but we're going to start with Gucci Gucci Goo.
When's the last time you heard that phrase, by the way?
I say it every once in a while still.
Damn, you'd be surprised a bit with your verbiage sometimes. Bro.
I still have some old school. Hello, I text you okie dokie all the time.
I
know
use that too.
I know, but yeah. So with this one, Kuchi Kuchi Ku is written and directed by Anna Zlokovic. So we got a woman getting her feet into horror, which can sometimes they have a little creative ways of giving you some horror, kind of like this one did. So what'd you think of Kuchiku?
One thing I will say, and what I love about the VHS series, it's getting pretty diverse when it comes to directors. It's got up and coming directors, established directors, men, women. I just love the opportunities it gives, and this particular movie, I'll be honest, other than one director, I never heard of anyone here. I didn't have time to kind of do research of what they did prior, but I'm pretty sure most of them are pretty new. But Coochie Coochie Coo. Yeah, this episode, well, I call it an episode, but it's a segment. I'll be honest, this one here, not thrilled with it. I was not a fan of this one. The baby theme of it was weird. I don't know. I don't like seeing grown babies. It's how you got so many things that bug you, Joe. That's to me, that's one of them. Like,
grown babies,
grown men, but they look like babies or they act like them. I don't know. And they're bald, weird bald men, like the pinheads. That's what it reminds me of. I've always found that to be creepy. But not just that, but the two antagonists are supposed to be high school seniors that are going into college. But they look like young adults. They look like they're already like in their mid-20s. And very obnoxious. One thing with VHS, I will say, and it must be done by design, the antagonists, especially ones like this, the younger ones, they're really annoying, really abrasive and obnoxious. It has to be done by design. Once the one character stole the candy from the other kids, I was like, nah, I'm done. I hope they die. Kill these two right now.
I did go. I went. I'm like, when that happened, I'm like, all right, so they're assholes. Literally what I said at that moment. They're assholes. So why am I going to care about a bunch of assholes?
Yeah. But it's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag. It wasn't terrible. I'm not saying it was bad. I didn't like the whole baby thing of it, and it was just weird. And strangely enough, nobody died in this segment. If you think about it,
no, they get turned into babies.
I did like the I liked the almost haunted house feel to the place, and this one probably had, as far as the found footage feel, this one probably was the most authentic feeling one out of the what 4 or 5 segments that this movie provides. But yeah, man, I'll be honest, I didn't like the characters, and yeah, I think the villains again, it feels like it's been there, done that. A mother who just wants to have children now because I think what was she like raped and then she hung herself while
I don't know.
pregnant.
I
Uh,
guess I know she
it's weird.
she hung
Again,
herself. She hung herself to free herself.
yeah.
It was the whole thing, and then I
So
guess
yeah, it's just I feel like I've seen that before. And then the weird like I don't know, they she broke the one character's ribs and then dragged her off, and then all of a sudden next time you see her, she's got that weird face, that smile, but it looks like
it
a cheap
looks like a
Halloween
toy.
mask or I don't know. What did you think about this one, man?
I mean, so here's the thing. As you said in the beginning,
Nice.
the girls were annoying. They were assholes. So when you make your antagonists kind of deserve whatever's going to come their
Mm.
way, it's hard for you to not cheer what's going to happen to them. I will say what I did like was you were kind of given a clue what was going to kind of happen. You know,
Because
when
they
they
were
ran
wearing
into the
baby mask
kids.
already.
No, well, when they ran into the kids and they said, "Oh, you guys are too old. Mother's gonna get you."
Mother's gonna get you. Yeah.
And what I liked was because one of the kids hit his hand on the window. Well, after they swore at kids is another thing, even though these kids were also swearing, so these kids were also not good kids either. But as the window went up, you saw a handprint. The handprint was obviously not the child's print. It was, I think you call it a foreshadowing or the Chekhov's
Foreshadowing.
gun or
No,
yeah,
no, that's
it
not really
was
Chekhov's gun, but
or
that's
all
more
right, the
foreshadowing. Yeah,
foreshadowing
I
that
know what you
if you
mean.
looked at the hand, it was a more smaller hand with long fingers,
Yeah.
and that was kind of like now they were marked for mother.
Hmm.
Um, the whole her having 6 boobs and them just constantly leaking,
Oh
like, I don't
yeah.
know, like, I felt like if they didn't do the whole constantly leaking thing, it wouldn't have looked like because here's the thing, okay, so she wants to have children, but the bitch has got uncontrollable leakage going
She's
on, like
lactating like a
like,
motherfucker.
it's just squirting around everywhere, I mean, like, I think that, you would think that the character itself would kind of go, "Well, I can't keep catch anybody because all 6 of them keep shooting out milk." So,
Yeah.
I mean, but I could have sworn it was something we've seen in another movie, and I just couldn't pinpoint it. I wanted to say Barbarian, but I don't think it was Barbarian.
It kind of reminded me of the villain from Barbarian. Now that you mention it, yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
that's what I
It's a good
thought
shout.
about. So, and then, it's like, yeah, and then you get to the ending and it's her singing the lullaby. So obviously her lullaby is somewhat of the supernatural because if she starts singing it, the girls fell asleep a couple times while she heard the singing. But yeah, no, for me, it wasn't, it wasn't one of the worst ones. There was one that I definitely was definitely not a fan of. So at least it's
Interesting.
it's not down there
Interesting.
because there's a couple some of the other ones. I mean, they're pretty good. So if this was another one, I will say this though, it was another VHS that did give some pretty strong and somewhat interesting segments. To say this was the worst of it, no. To say it's one of the strong was no.
See, this is where we're gonna disagree, and I like this. This I'll say it right now. This was my least favorite by far out of all of them, and it's not that again. It's not terrible. It's just I was annoyed more than anything, and these characters you wanted them to get killed off, and they didn't. They did. No one, like I said, no one got killed there, which is okay. I'm not always. I'm not like I'm not like craving their deaths, like that. But you need a payoff if you're gonna spend all this time with these characters. And I don't know. I just didn't like the fact that like the character Lacey, that was the brunette, how she was not likable at all, and the fact that
No.
this place was so suspicious, and she just kept wanting to keep going further and further and further, and her idiot friend, instead of like, "All right, go," she has to follow her inside, and that's of course that's because they gotta bring the camera inside,
Yeah.
and I don't know, but again, not terrible. I just felt too again. This one felt again. Let me ask you a question. What year was this movie supposed to be? I don't. Is this the
The
90s?
90s,
Is it
90s.
90s?
Yeah.
90s?
Yeah, 90s.
Makes sense because this felt a little too polished to be anything other than like no later than the 90s because it felt too clean. And then
Yeah,
I don't
there
know.
was
To me, the other VHS films, even like the newer ones, they felt it was more raw. You got that more raw feeling to it. This one felt like it was like done by you could tell it's someone who I don't know. I can't. No, you know what? I'm not gonna say that because again, I don't know the background of this director. I didn't check, but it just feels like this is the first time they try to do anything found footage, and they just used everything that any mainstream fan, any casual would know. They just hit all the boxes of what you have to do,
yeah,
But
because it
yeah,
did also give a little hint of Blair Witch too.
what would you rate
So
this one? Oh, you
uh,
didn't rate your segments? I rated my segments.
that's fine. No, I'll actually I'll do it off the cuff. I'd rather that's okay.
That's all good.
I would give this one a 3.
That's my rating, a 3.
A
That's
3.
interesting. Okay, all
I'll
right,
give this one a 3.
all right, cool.
So this next segment has a familiar name. We did Sister Death, and it's Paco Plaza. And on this one, he is joined by Alberto Marini, who was one of the writers.
Hold
It
on,
is
hold on. My man said Paco Plaza Sister Death. Man, you gotta say Paco Plaza Wreck. Come on, man.
oh, I'm sorry, you're right. I forgot. I was like sitting there going, shit, even though this is not live, we're gonna show you that we mess up every
We
once in a
laugh.
while
Oh
too.
wait, no, we're not.
No, we're not.
Sister Death. God damn, you're gonna have to refresh my memory. I don't recall that movie at all.
You
Which
don't
one
remember
was
that
that?
one?
Which one? How long ago did we did that shit?
Maybe about a year ago.
Sister
Actually, I
Death.
want to say I don't think we weren't even doing lives yet. I want to say it was one of the last ones before we went live on
Oh,
our
well,
reviews.
that explains it then.
But so this one, and it's in Latin, so I'll try my best. This episode is Ut supra sic infra,
And what does
which
that stand for?
in translation, as above, so below. So this is another one with the supernatural. Actually, I'm gonna take a little sip on my shot here because I want to go first on this one. All right, so
When
this is
Joe says that, that means he's going in.
so this is one of those like, and I'll leave it to you to like. It might jump around. You can talk about like the beginning part when the police are questioning somebody about something, and then they say we don't believe you, and especially when obviously you don't have forensic because things are missing. You know, there's nothing on the guy. You don't make the person recreate what they just told you happened that killed his friends. So when these cops make him recreate basically the ritual, I'm like, y'all so fucking stupid. But the reason I wanted to go first, the fuck eyeballs again. I mean,
Yeah.
I only
Yo,
because I just want to get to the fact that
I
this
thought about
motherfucker
you.
threw up 8 no, wait, 4. Yeah, 4 sets of eyeballs came out of this guy. Like,
All his
ew, like,
friends.
Paco, ¿qué te pasa? I mean, eso es
Yeah, but how
mucho
about
ojos.
yeah, okay. That and on top of that, he wasn't finished. He had a
No.
prolonged scene of someone's eyeball getting yanked out of their eye socket, bro.
Oh, it was like this was like and I'm like sitting there going, why does everybody want to mess around with the eyes?
Yeah.
Like honestly, like before when we went to tape, I didn't have my contacts in. Why? Because my eyes were like, and I'm like, oh, because it's the whole thing with the eyes. If your eyes don't feel right, don't touch them. But I actually, this one, I enjoyed it. I mean, yes, it's Paco. And I did watch it with Adam and our friend Nicole. And I kind of went, well, it sucks for y'all that y'all going to have to hear and read what's going on. I understand everything. So I did kind of love having one in Spanish. It seems to be, I think this is maybe like the third or fourth one now in the VHS series where they do have a Spanish director in there
I
and
like
that
that.
the
Get some
episodes in
international
Spanish
flavor.
because it gives you that the whole thing about VHS is to give these unknowns,
Yeah.
up and comers their opportunity.
They done Asian
And
films too. Asian segments
oh
where
yeah, that's what I'm
stuff
saying.
got yeah.
So yeah, this one I sat there was just like, are they really gonna make this kid like we don't believe you. We're gonna make you redo it.
I
And
think they thought he was crazy, I think.
they
They thought he
did.
was delusional and it was all in his head.
But they still couldn't. One of the reasons they wanted him to do it is because they couldn't figure out where are their eyes.
There was no evidence. Yeah,
There's no
nothing,
evidence, and he
nothing to
wasn't
pin it on
covered
him.
in
Yeah,
anything. So it's like you're getting up to give us the story, but we don't have any like
that's right.
evidence
Because
to what you're talking
all
about.
of the cadavers had broken bones, like from head to toe, and no
Yeah,
eyes,
and there and on him there's no blood.
nothing,
So
no
they
DNA from anyone
I
else.
the fucking special effects on it I thought were awesome.
Yeah,
Having him, because like I said, I'll let you, because I knew this was gonna be one that I felt Ricky's gonna want to talk about this one. So I'm like, I'm just gonna talk about the cops.
yeah,
I'll leave you the beginning. But when he was eating their pulling the eyeballs out, and then the fact that it is, yes, upside down, but they're on the ceiling,
yeah,
and then to have all the bodies just drop,
yeah.
and like
And you
just like
hear it.
doom, doom, doom. You're like, oh man, like, and you're like, I'm watching it with Adam and Nicole, and they're like, oh, 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 as the bodies are coming down. This is one of the stronger ones. This is definitely up there on, it's not my favorite one,
Yeah.
but I would probably say it because by the time we get to the end of it, sometimes I also like to hear somebody else's thoughts before I kind of give my full one. But this was definitely I thoroughly enjoyed it,
Mm.
though I hate the eyeball part.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too, but I'll get my negative out of the way quick. And it's something that, and it's not just this segment. It's a running theme throughout this whole film, and this could. I don't recall the other films being this bad with it. Maybe they could be. I'm not sure, but it feels too edited, too clean, not organic enough. Because if you think about the VHS, it's always they're finding VHS tapes, right? And they're putting them all together, right? But they're finding them as is. This one here, it's going in between the the real time, the interrogation, and then the walkthrough, and then the murder, and in between it
Yeah,
keeps splicing back to
yeah,
who's
I see what you're
doing
saying
that.
there.
You know what I mean? Like, wait a minute, what's going on? And that's my biggest critique because that takes me out of it. When I want like that's why I mentioned this movie in general didn't feel raw to me because it felt too clean, too polished, too put together. Everything was meticulously done, and I don't like that. It's supposed to be just they find a VHS tape, someone's recording, and that's all you have. But you could tell someone spliced everything together. Who did that, and why did they do that? I don't know. But again, that's just if you want to call it a nitpick, you can. It's just people don't mind
And
that,
it is
so it's
kind of with the
fine.
whole. It's kind of with the whole, almost with the whole, all the segments. It does feel that way though.
Yeah, I just don't recall the other films being that abrasive with it. But again, it's not a deal breaker. It just takes me out of it on a personal level. I can't stand that. But this one it's pretty good, and it's funny because I mentioned Paco Plaza. He directed Wreck, obviously, and I'm surprised you didn't catch this because Enrique, which is the main character, when him and his buddies, they're all dressed up in costumes because they were at a Halloween party, and of course Vicky, I think, is the main female who is leading them into this. I don't know what was this place anyway, like a club or something. I don't know, like a
Yeah,
abandoned
it
building.
was a
I
club.
forgot what
Yeah,
it
they were
was.
supposed to be going to a club.
So she's leading them in there, and they're all wearing costumes, various Halloween costumes. That's the Halloween. That's how Halloween is tied to this one. I wish it was a little better than just putting on costumes. Hey, let's go to a party. But anyway, I digress. If you notice, Enrique's costume though, he was a bald firefighter, had the ball cap and everything. Remember, and Rec, the main firefighter, was the bald guy. I forgot his
And
name.
right,
And they
and
and they mentioned that the bald firefighter, so that was little the tie to Rec. What are you getting at?
and who was one of the other costumes?
This was a few. I mean, I saw
A
like a
nun.
devil. Oh
A
yeah, well
nun.
Vicky. Vicky was the nun. Yeah,
Sister Death.
I don't remember that movie, bro. What the fuck is this?
It's all
I'm about
right.
to Google that shit pretty soon.
You'll have to after we're done with the tape of this. But yes, we did the episode, which we did end up liking the episode. I mean the
I
movie.
if I know what it is, it'll come to me. You see
That's
so
why
many fucking
it'll pop
movies,
in.
bro.
But
Something
yes,
bleeds together. But
but it was funny
yeah,
that in his segment, I thought it like, oh, so you're gonna put somebody dressed as a sister when you this.
there you
But
go.
then you mentioned the wreck part. I'm
Now,
like, so he gave
so
two nods to his movies.
now that I yes, now that I the firefighter and they mentioned the bald firefighter, it's by design. Now that I say that and you say the nun's obviously by design as well.
Yeah, yeah.
But the great eye gag at the end, I really enjoyed it. It didn't overstay its welcome. I just, I wish it wasn't as polished. And it sounds silly to say, but for this franchise, it makes sense to me at least. But yeah, I mean, I give this a 3.5.
All right. This one's
Better
a
than the
4.
first one. Better than the first one.
This one's a 4 for me.
4. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, there is no 5 in here. I will say, 4.5 is probably the highest I'll go. Actually, it is my highest one, but
Mhm.
this one's a 4. This next one, though, watching it, especially with other people, it was a whole lot of interesting, kind of weird fun. For this segment, we're going to be talking about, the size of candy that if you don't get the one, you get the fun size.
Let me
And
ask
this
you a
one,
question, Joe. Hold on a second. Hold on. Have you ever ate a chocolate bar that was shaped like a dong?
no,
No?
no,
Really?
no, no, no.
I thought you would get down with that. My bad, my bad.
Because somebody's gonna try to take a picture of that shit, and that will neither be on film
Ah.
either. Yeah, no, that's a no. And I'll even mention that I'll even mention that like when I say that part. But so for this one, we're going to talk Fun Size by Casper Kelly, written and directed. And this is one of those cautionary tales on if somebody leaves a bowl out there and they tell you just take one, listen to that shit. Don't be a dick because something like this might happen to you. But I'm gonna go to you. Yes, pun intended. Ricky Van, what'd you think of Fun Size?
Oh, I love this one, man. I was a little worried, I'll be honest, when I saw the first two. I'm like, oh no. Are we going on the mediocrity train here for this movie? Oh no. But this one, yeah, this one was fun, man. Um this did not take itself seriously. At first when I saw like the tray of candy just throwing itself at people and teleported them to I don't know where the fuck, dude. I was like, oh man. But as you go along, all right, this is gonna be one of those segments. So let me just go for the ride. It's fucking hilarious, man.
Mhm.
Mr. Fun Size or whatever. Who I don't know who that main character was in this segment. Fun
Fun
Size.
Size. I call him Candyman. I called him Candyman.
Candyman's Tony Todd, man. I'm
Yeah,
gonna reserve that for
oh, all
Tony
right,
Todd.
all right.
But
Okay. We'll come up with a
yeah,
name for
dude.
him. Well, a Fun Size. Well, Fun Size is the little guy. Oh no, actually, never mind.
But yeah, again, I get it. They had the two characters that were filming, and they had cameras all over their fucking bodies, but they were all killed. So I beg the question once again: who the fuck is putting these things together? Because this was another segment that was really fucking polished, really fucking edited.
Oh,
It's
that's
I don't.
another good point.
That's what I mean. And that again, I
Mm.
just I stay thinking about that, and that's when it takes me out of things. But
I
again,
just lowered my score because of that comment.
though, I'm gonna leave it at that though. I don't want to harp on that because this one was fun. It had some pretty good deaths. The one character, the blonde, that I could have swore it was Sydney Sweeney the entire time. I was fucking high when I saw this. So, and her death when her face just explodes with candy and you see like the fountain of just candy just spewing out of her fucking grill piece. That was awesome. And my man, oh damn, who I don't know his name, Josh. Well, I don't know. The guy who was dressed as a pirate, dude. Man, bro, he got like cut into all types of pieces and all of his organs were wrapped up in candy. Like when I saw his fucking his dick getting fucking covered in like caramel and nougat. And I love how his girlfriend was like, "Oh my god, his
His
balls!"
balls, and they had hair and everything. It was chocolate covered hair. I'm like,
Bro,
ew.
shave your shit, bro. What is that? I know. Um, then I thought, oh, this my man was he fucking when he. I started thinking when he took a bite of that chocolate dong, and it had all like the cream in it. I'm like, oh no, is that what they're implying? Oh no,
That's what
He's
that's
like,
what they were implying. That's what it
it's like
was.
it's really chewy. Bro, I do not like candy bars that are so chewy. Like Three Musketeers. I don't know how people can eat that shit,
I
bro.
like this
I
Musketeers.
can't. It's so dry and it's just chewy. I feel like I can never swallow that shit. I don't like it. And that's what that reminded me of. Still too much shit inside. I'm a Snickers guy. I like Snickers. But yeah, this was a fun. I love the villain. It was like when he chopped his hand off, and it was just a fountain of candy, and he like, that music. It was so demonic sounding at the same time, trying to like um invoke like a childlike presence to these characters. I loved it. I loved all that, and no one survived. Everyone died, and The one when the blonde chick runs into the room and she slips on the candy after the guy spilled down the floor. That's like a Scooby Doo moment. It was cool, man. The gore was great. The characters were not as obnoxious as the others. Again, they had two sets of adult characters trick or treating again in the same fucking. I get it, guys. Come on, man. Like, who does that? Whatever. Man.
And I think they went to the same guy's house, the same old
Was it
guy's
the
house.
same guy?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
aren't you a
Nicole,
little
our
too
friend,
old for?
our friend Nicole was like saying, going, "Oh,
I don't know.
grandpa," because like they open up the door to with the
Yeah.
what was it, Kuchiku, and they
Oh,
said grandpa. That so I could be wrong. I mean, if we're wrong, hey, if you saw
that's
the
okay. It's a
episode
first watch, man. We just saw
yeah,
this
and
movie,
if
so we're
if
gonna
you
make
watch
mistakes.
this, go ahead and put it in the comments for us.
Let me ask you this, brother. The blonde character, Haley, the one that I thought it was Sydney Sweeney. Now there was a point when she was pressing her friend when the couple just got engaged, and she was like, "What? You gotta tell him. You gotta tell him. Don't. Why you waiting so long? What was she trying to say? I didn't catch all that. I didn't want to
She doesn't want to
rewind
be
it.
with him. They were supposed to break up. She
But
keeps
was
putting
she
off.
already with somebody?
No, no, no,
That
no. It
completely
was
went over my head.
it was just basically she's supposed to break up with him. So now he proposed, and she's like, "Well, I can't do it to him now." So that's what she's like, "Well,
Okay,
what's next? Thanksgiving, then it's Christmas, then it's New Year's." She's like, "You have to do it
okay,
now."
okay.
So yeah, it was. That's why before he got chopped up, when he goes, asked her, "Would you be my bride?" And she's like, "I no." He's like,
No,
"What?"
no, she said yes. She said
No,
yes.
no. She
She
said no.
hesitated.
And then she said
Oh, she
no.
said
She
no.
said, well,
Okay.
she goes, "I won't." And he goes, "What?" And then he gets chopped up.
Oh, okay. So I
That's
probably
why
heard I
he was,
will,
if
and
you
it's I
notice,
won't.
he was fighting the whole time. Like while he's talking to her, the minute she said, "I won't" or "I don't," he went, "What?" And then he got caught in the cutter or whatever it was. That's
I
when he
will
lost his
say
grip.
I liked the end when the guy was like fun side and did a fucking Jax from
Smashed
Mortal
her.
Kombat 2 fatality. Anyway,
That I
but
mean, this
I enjoyed this one a lot. This was a lot of fun. This
what's
one.
your score on this one?
Well, you didn't talk about anything
No,
else you
well,
wanted.
what
Oh, you 4.5.
oh,
This was my
4.5. All right.
4.5. I like this one a lot. This
All
one was
right,
really
so I
fucking
will
cool.
say mine, and I'll give the score. I'll tell you where my score was, and I'll let you know if it finished there. 4.5 also. Um, Only because when the killer showed up and he's like fun size,
I
I'm
love
like,
that. I love
what the
that.
fuck is like, and I'm sitting there going, God damn it, another movie where I'm questioning how high am I right now?
That's good.
Like, and so then, and I heard all of a sudden, I heard because like I love watching the movies with Nicole. She's one of these great, even in the theater, like when you sit next to someone who reacts the way that the director and writers wanted you, this woman reacts the way that they do. So when it was coming out, but I thought it was a little ridiculous, but ridiculous in a good way,
Bro,
and
when they
not
go
for
when they
nothing. Well, so
Yeah, yeah, I'm sorry.
when you go to get candy and you don't recognize the name of anything. Now, I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
have eaten a lot of foreign candy, and by foreign I mean from other countries that it's written in another language.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's all. So don't jump on me on
Mhm.
it. But you know, you can feel it's a candy bar, right? So like when you touch it, you're like, okay, this feels like candy. So when you open it, it looks like candy. But when you pull out a dick, and then the guy's like, he's doing all the things, and I'm sitting there going, this is
Oh my
why
god.
stupid young people get killed. Because
What
literally,
the fuck?
why would you put a chocolate covered dick in your mouth and then you bite it and and so when it did it, I was like, ew, ew, ew. Even though it it's kind of weird how that it wouldn't be what it's supposed to be, only because actually they were connected. No, they weren't connected, but it doesn't matter. It wouldn't be that way. But still, and then when it says, "Well, I'm going to take another one," the sign said, "Only take one,"
People
and
don't
that's where they got
ever go
fucked.
by that though,
They
and that's
don't,
what this
and
this
that's
tale
where
invokes.
I thought it was pretty cool for the hand to rise up. But this is why I'm going to say that my score started coming down, especially after your comment. It took them into some portal, like some other world where there's
Mhm.
this candy factory where the victims get turned into the candy, then go into this candy dish. So how did they find the fucking camera? Because
They all
the one
died.
couple, were playing horror found footage um uh crew people.
Yeah,
That's
they're
what
making
that's what that,
yeah, they were making a found footage film
well, no, they
or a
weren't.
documentary or
That's
something.
that
I don't know
no,
what they were doing.
that's what their costumes were.
Oh, that's but why were they
Yes,
filming then?
because they were the one guy. He's like, you ever notice how people drop the camera? Well, we're gonna show you that it was they
Uh,
were just dressed as found footage.
that went over my head then. Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
they were actually dressed as found horror because they were
See,
specifically horror
I
found
saw it
footage.
differently.
I mean, again, we both did the first watch, but that's like that's what they were dressed up as,
But
and
how
I'm
about
like,
the
well, you
end
guys
too?
are
Now that
fuck.
you mentioned that, this goes into what you're saying. When it starts all over again with the other family, who's recording that? Someone else has a video camera.
Yeah,
How they
that's
get that?
yeah. No, you. That's what I'm saying. You completely destroyed
I don't know.
my.
I just
I don't mean it in a
again,
bad way
maybe they're
because
all like that, and I just realized it
but
now.
it
I don't know.
shouldn't because you get the aspect of the fucking the bowl of candy coming at you. Like, and that's another part. Like the bowl comes at you. There's no candy falling out. That like
Yeah,
it was the one thing I hated is the fact that when you see the bowl,
I didn't like that though.
you
I'll
can
be honest.
clearly tell like the bowl itself, everything was taped. It however it was,
It was perfect.
nothing was sliding,
No
nothing
candy
was
moved.
moving.
Nothing.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
when it was coming, you should have
that
seen the
I'll
candy.
be honest. You're right. I didn't like that.
Because if you saw the candy dropping out and then maybe exposing the portal or the hole or like dimension that they're about to go to, I thought that's where it kind of cheesed it up. But it was so much fucking fun, And
Hmm.
like you said, when the boyfriend's it's being chopped up and you're seeing all the parts coming out, and then you got they need the key. That
Uh,
the key they miraculously found in the fucking
yeah,
dark.
just
It
randomly.
yeah, oh, I got the key, but
How did they know that that one key from
they
all the
didn't. No, he
locks in
did
this
say
fucking
no, he did
place?
he did go, I
He
don't know if
mentioned
this is
it.
the key,
He did. Oh, but what if
but
it's not it? Oh, it is. It's it. This is it. But yo, bro, but talk about the key. How about when they're opening all the bags of candy looking for the key, they're going through his body parts, and the girl's like, "Oh my god, I got his
I
balls."
know. And then I'm sitting as they're doing
Once
that,
again
I'm
with the
going,
balls.
is the girlfriend opened up the second bag. So by opening up the second bag, she broke the rule. Fun size, fun episode, totally unexpected. Your killer being, I don't know what the fuck the killer
I
was,
loved it.
but he
That's what
bleeds.
I
He
loved about it
yes,
because it didn't take itself seriously,
not
and
at
it was.
all.
And you know what? We're gonna go over the top. Fuck it. Just edit. This is one thing I will say about VHS that I appreciate, especially by the directors. They get free reign to just come up with anything they want that they normally you would never see these concepts in a regular feature film. It just wouldn't. Not to this extent. And one thing I will say though, at least I give the guy one credit though. He did Google the candy. Though. That was pretty smart. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Movies never go into that depth and give those little details. And
Couldn't find anything,
he
and then
still
goes,
ate
but
it.
I'm taking another one. Like you can't find anything. So for this next one, because I'm gonna take just a little bit more of this, because I'm gonna say this is the one thing that I found with this series of VHS. It went a little bit more there that even most horror movies don't go.
Oh my god, his balls.
I don't recall. I think this might be if I'm. It is the seventh in the series, right?
I don't know. Yeah, it's up there.
Shit.
It's
Should we
getting
look
up
that
there.
up?
No, it's
Should we look?
fine.
Okay.
Is that
I think
important?
it is the seventh in the series.
No.
But this one, children were
I
basically
think this is the first time children
that
has
like
met their.
yes,
I mean, I could be wrong. I'm just.
and it started with the little boy after I grabbed two, and then you got kid print. Kid print. So I'm gonna say, while I liked it, it was very uncomfortable feeling, only
This
because
felt
it
real. This
involved
one felt
children.
real. Yeah.
Yes, and I haven't seen it yet, but you have Ryan Murphy's Monsters about Ed Gein, involving like he takes the skin from people and then you have a killer
Yeah.
who removed the skin. So this one was a little bit rough on the fact being a parent, um eh, just seeing kids getting mutilated and killed. Like I wanted to say, like I wanted to give it its bravo for going there, but it was a couple scenes on there that for me, I was like, I kind
Wait,
of think you
they
went.
showed him. I don't recall that he actually. I know he killed kids, but did they actually show him killing the kids in this
Um,
one?
he ripped off the one kid's face off of him.
But that was a teenager, wasn't it?
It's a kid. It don't matter. Under
Oh,
18,
nah. See,
if you're
teenagers,
no,
come on, think about it.
it is. I know what you're saying. I'm just
Yeah, yeah,
saying
yeah,
as a parent, because the whole premise of it is that kid print was meant to protect your children
yeah. It's
because there were children being murdered.
what it is. If just to bring everyone up to speed, this this particular store is like a Radio Shack or something. They offer this service that would you'll record your child, ID them, so because during this time a lot of kids are going missing. So if something happens to the kid, all the information is right
You
there.
have it there.
Mm-hmm.
And just to have, and it felt real. It's the only part. Like I horror the thing about horror is that it can sometimes be real, but let's be honest, a lot of it is you have to suspend disbelief in order to be put in these situations. This was a little, I mean, I'm not going to score it high only because as a parent, I just kind of was like,
This is Mr. Movies that fucked me up.
I know, but I'm thinking like you're
I'm
doing
the one that
movies,
normally says
you're
shit like
doing,
that.
but
It's
you're
uh,
doing movies and you have your
yeah,
audience,
I understand. Yeah.
your horror audience. Some of us are parents, and actually showing children, because like I said, it was a teenager, but you also saw the cameras, not the cameras, the videos of all the other victims who you knew met horrible fucking fates. They were saying it in the news,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
shit they were saying. This one was, I ugh. Oh, by the way, this one was written and directed by Alex Ross Perry. I jumped into it only because, again, this was the one I was coming in like,
But
oh,
it
as a
made you
parent.
feel something,
It
brother.
did.
It
Like, and
made
I
you
get
feel
that.
something.
And we
Movies
grew up,
that fucked me up. Remember that?
and the thing is, we grew up, we're 80s kids. We grew up
Yeah.
in the razor blades in your fucking candy era.
Ooh,
Like,
remember that? Ooh, I don't
that's what I'm
ever want to
saying. So
experience
this,
that ever
like,
again.
this is like this was another one of those that you can feel it as a parent, but because it takes around the 90s.
This one felt more like it was in the 80s to me because, and I'll tell you right now, the one scene that really freaked me out the most, and I'll be honest with you, I'm sorry, I apologize, I didn't want to cut you off, but the scene when Bruce, which is the guy, he's the tech guy. He works at what do you recall the name of the
Eh,
store?
I forgot. Oh
I
shit!
forgot. It was
Something electronic. It's like a Radio
yeah.
Shack. It was like
Yeah,
a Radio
anyway, yeah,
Shack.
yeah. So he's the technical guy. It's something like he's the IT guy, for example, right? When when it's revealed he is the one abducting all these kids, right? And he's talking to again that teenager, and he's talking about, oh, I got a Nintendo, or back at the shack. Oh, yeah, oh, you got a Nintendo. Oh, I love that. Yeah, yeah. You want to come? Come on, you want to come? And the guy's like, oh, yeah, yeah, come. But wait, but it felt so creepy because it felt so off.
I
This
had that
movie,
happen to me.
this film
That's why it was.
here, my hold on, I'm sorry, my
No.
yeah,
I'm saying what you're saying. I had that happen to me, so that's why it's a little on the creep factor on that. But keep going what you're saying because on that it's just.
mhm. Yeah, because my criticisms for this movie is just the rawness wasn't there for me, right? But this one here brought it because scenes like this others again, I could point out little things where all right, there's an editing trick here and there, I could point that shit out easily. But that one moment, just the way that actor, by the way, that actor who played Bruce is a real life minister, which is weird that he
Oh
would take this role.
God.
Yeah,
Oh God.
especially when he's licking the dude's face. Oh man, anyway, so wait, the way he just felt, the way he just felt creepy. The way he was, it felt real. Like he
Yeah.
didn't feel like an actor. He felt like it felt like real footage, and that's the only time in this movie that really made my skin crawl and the hairs on the back of my neck stand because it felt real. And it just that conversation alone, that looked like it was straight out of the archives. Like
Yeah.
oh this
Like it really.
yes,
Like it.
I
Like it just feel
yes.
like it really fucking
Everything
happened.
felt polished up until this point. This one
Yes.
felt dirty, and
And
I,
that's
I think
that.
that's why I enjoyed it more than you did.
Well, I know. I'm not saying I didn't enjoy it. It's just the fact that it was a little bit too real. Like, and like I.
Interesting, because normally I'm the one that gets bothered by kids and animals, and this one, I'll be honest, it didn't bother me at all. I was more like, God dang, this is dark. But I wasn't like, oh, I can't watch it. So I
Well,
get
no,
it. I get your point though,
you're
because
you're
you're a
but the thing
dad.
is,
I get it.
well, no, the thing is for you, it's put in it's some of the movies, it's put in for story reason, it's put in for this stuff that you're not gonna like. this just felt like it was real. So this was
Yeah.
like that's what I'm like. You don't like it when it's just put in for plot purposes, like the shock value in it.
Plus, I hear
But
everything.
this
It's
this
implied. Yeah, yeah.
this felt real, and this felt because we grew up
Sick.
in the years that we did.
Ripping all the skin off their
Oh
bodies
my
and
god,
shit,
like I
bro.
was,
He
and
wears puts a mat. He's playing around with it, and oh man, and then even at the end when the girl finds him, oh no, the dude finds him, the owner of the fucking place. It's weird. At first, I thought he was behind everything.
we knew he was gonna blame him. We literally
Yeah,
was like,
and he
oh, this
got
poor
fucked.
guy.
And then in the scariest part of this fucking segment is when it's over and the guy's saying like, "Oh, I never suspected this guy of doing anything like this, but you know what? I'm gonna take the
Continue
tradition.
this.
I'm
Oh
like,
my
oh
god.
no, they don't know, no."
And that's where it was like, because again, this is one of those that it went there. Like, children were killed in it. Like, when it comes to horror movies, I even if you're not a parent, seeing children getting killed is not actually on the top of our list of things we want to see in a horror movie. Teenagers, college, adults, fair play.
And you know what else is
Children,
creepy? You're right.
but
I love no,
children
you're right.
is kind of been the
I've always
it,
said that. You know that.
and
Yes.
like what was it was one of in the recent Halloween when Michael walked up to the crib and everybody went, "Oh my god, is he gonna fucking do?" And he did end up killing a kid in that one, and we
Which
all
one was
said,
that?
he ended up the Halloween the is that no
You
Halloween
mean the newer
Kills.
ones?
Yeah, the newer
Oh,
ones.
okay. Yeah.
He ended up killing the little boy because his father went out to check the bus that tipped over. And he ended like Michael finally killed the kid.
I
That
didn't
was
like that. If Michael
right.
killed the kid, that goes against everything that character.
Everything.
Yeah.
So, and this one was a story about a child killer, and yes, on the gross parts, the shock value, they used a teenager. It doesn't matter though. It's still a child. I know what I'm just saying. I know what
Mhm.
you're saying because most horror movies are meant to be, high
Well, think about it.
schoolers and
Slashers are
college.
always teens, though. Even though they
But
cast
but
adults in those roles.
that's what I'm so generally they cast adults in those roles. The ones that were cast for this looked like kids. That's why it was
Yeah.
uncomfortable. It didn't look like it was adults cast in
Mhm.
these roles.
Yeah.
It looked like, and then they were in some instances it was kids, and it was uncomfortable. It was, and I like part of me just wants to give it its kudos for going there, but
Yeah.
then my part as a parent is like, oh, this is like rough. So
Talk.
this was my 4.5. I'm gonna go 4
You
on
lowered
this
your
one.
score on this one. What
And
happened?
a little bit, yeah, just a little bit,
How can you
but
do that?
only.
Come on, stick to your
Yeah, all
guns.
right. So I'm gonna
Listen,
keep it a
man.
4 point
You gotta.
because I don't want people to think I'm evil either.
You're not, bro. Bro. You host movies that fuck me up, bro. You talk about way worse shit.
This is the 4.5 because this is probably out of the entire all the segments in this series, this movie.
This,
This is the most
but it
realistic
was needed
on it. Yes,
because everything else here was so slapstick compared to this.
this was
You
oof.
needed to slow it down and you needed to bring it back to reality. I think another creepy scene before we move on in this was
And
when
you gave your score?
not yet.
Okay.
When when who I the owner gets beat up, right? And then oh yeah, he gets killed.
The
And
kids
then
freak out.
and the kid's got half his face ripped off, right?
He
All
wants
this
his
hold on.
face back.
All his skin's missing. And then who there's a girl that walks in. Who is the girl again?
The teenage girl that was missing, that
Yes,
they had said
yes.
in the news,
She
and
was there.
she showed
She goes, "Oh, come
they
on. I want to take you to the hospital. Let's go, let's go." So they leave, but the camera's still there, and you could hear the guy come in. He's like, "Happy Halloween, bitch," or whatever the fuck he said.
yeah.
But he didn't say it like that. But he said it like, "Oh, Happy Halloween," and here, bah, like stabbing, like, people was yelling and screaming. No, no, that was fucking creepy because it was in the distance, and it was a static camera shot.
This
And
was a
and it
sick
reminded you too that this was during Halloween. Because this is one of the ones that again another episode that to me it didn't feel like Halloween. Yes, they had Halloween decorations and stuff, but I wish I'll get into that later. But this one here, I give it a 4, I believe.
I mean, this is the one that the
Yeah,
reason I
this
like
is I'll give it a 4. This is my 4.
I like I'm in psychology because to stop people for certain like that's like now what I want to go for. This is literally the reason to go into the field that I went to stop somebody who does this. Like, and the thing is, even when he showed his camera work and he's talking to the camera and he's like laughing as he's got somebody else's face on him,
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, this is fucking Hannibal Lecter. This is
Mhm.
like some fucked up shit. Like fucking Alex Ross Perry, you need therapy. If you have a therapist, then okay, cool. Then keep doing these movies. Then at least you know you're working through something. But yeah, this one was the for me the rawest. It was grimy. This is a fun one. It's an actual haunted house. I mean, who doesn't want to make a haunted house in their backyard and then eventually go for that haunted house of all haunted houses? As a parent who loves to decorate his home, very scary. I am not this far, but this is Home Haunt, and it is written and directed by Michelle Pitt-Norman and R.H. Norman. Actually, for this one, I thought about Modern Family with Claire and Phil. Claire loves Halloween, but they want to go all out and do these houses, haunted houses. So this one is Home Haunt by Michelle Pitt-Norman and R.H. Norman. I kind of love this one. I will say the only thing again is that children died in it. This was a little bit weird. Once again, to see
Oh.
children die, children get ripped apart. I mean, like one of the last
I'll
ones.
be honest though, but this one here, when they and maybe it's just me, I laughed though when these kids got killed because it's so over the top, you know. A kid print was it was so raw and real. It made you uncomfortable. Here though, it's especially who's doing it. So yeah. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, no, actually, because on this one, I obviously I brought up our son. I'm gonna let you go first, only because you know Zach is our son, and we have a kid named Zach, and I went through this during Halloween, the same thing that the dad did. But I'm gonna let you go first, that way I can ramble on after.
Yeah, I like this one a lot, man. This one's very fun. This one to me, compared to everything else here, felt the most Halloween. The dad Keith and his son Zach. I love how it starts off when he's younger. Very cool that they made him the hunchback as like as the Halloween character going through the haunt. But these guys love Halloween. They do a haunt. It's a yearly tradition until the kid gets old. He's a teenager and he starts losing interest because he's too old. He thinks, brother, you're never too old for Halloween, okay? End that shit right now.
Doing it with
But
your dad is different. Trust
yeah,
me.
man, come on,
I
man.
went
It's your
through it.
dad. Anyway,
Just
but this one was a very good episode for me. It felt Halloween, and the one thing I really liked about it, well, you know, to give it context, you know, the the kid as a teenager decides to, okay, he's gonna help his dad one last time through this haunt because he is a vital part on putting this show together, and his dad somehow comes across this record which he doesn't know at the time, unbeknownst to him. It is a haunted record. He plays this record, opens up the gates of hell, and all hell breaks loose. And what I really loved about this, bro, more than anything, is they went traditional with the villains, the gags, the spooks. They had a sheet ghost, a green witch. You know what I mean? Like it's so like when
It's
you think of like basic Halloween shit, you go to Party City and you go, oh, Halloween, become a witch, and they got the green makeup and the nose with the fucking big ass pimple on it. Like that's what these characters look like. They didn't try to make them all scary looking. No, but these characters fucked you up. This probably had the biggest body count, and
yeah.
as far as on screen, because people got fucked up. There's one scene where this woman falls right into the camera and her head gets split in half with a fucking axe, man. It looked great. And I think
Did.
my favorite part though, I'll be honest, man, was my man Rich, played by the legendary Rick Baker. Now, if you don't know Rick Baker, shame on you. This is the makeup artist who gave us Thriller. This is the man who created an American Werewolves in London's most iconic werewolf transformation. And this guy is a fucking master. He's a legend in the horror
Genius.
genius. And what I loved about this particular role was he was horrible as an actor because to me he was playing himself, right? It's him like, hey, what is this? This is cheap. Come on, Keith. You could do better than this. Obviously, coming from this guy, but then he has one of the best deaths in the entire fucking movie. I loved it. I can't say anything. I can't say anything else about this other than some great kills. Damn, people got fucked up. And again,
Yes.
we go
And
on a ride.
kids got fucked
Yes,
up.
yes. Oh, the
Kids
witch,
got
the
fucked
green
up.
witch gets on her broom. Then all of a sudden, it becomes like a Universal Parks ride. You're in the POV, and if you're fucking nice watching this, you're in there. She zooms past this one girl, grabs her fucking head. She's going so fast that she rips her head off her fucking shoulders, throws it. She impales another kid with her fucking broom. She's ripping his guts out and just flinging it. Good stuff, man. And when I say like, yeah, they're kids, but it's done so cartoony that I'm more like, oh man, this is well made. Good shit, you know. I love this one. How about you?
Oh, I fucking loved it. I thought about Modern Family and the fact that, you have parents who want to make their home scary. They want their house to be. I've tried that. I don't go as much out like I do at Christmas. I want to be Clark Griswold. So, but I
That's the man.
get the decorating. So, same thing. Hello, my son is Zach. And as he got older, he was just not into it. So, as I watched it, I'm like, damn it. That's exactly. I feel the father. Like I can feel you, Dad. Like I know what you're feeling right now. Your son doesn't want to do this. You want to hope that you can push him just one more. And I love that, even though it was his last time, the mom showed up with the camera to the bathroom, getting the makeup, and the son shut it the same way he did when he was little, when they first started doing it. But again, fucking kids got killed. And I'm like,
They didn't
like
get
this is
killed. They got fucked up.
fucking dude. The last one's like, "Ugh," and just ripped it. I'm like, this
Oh
is gonna
yeah,
be
yeah. One
interesting
character got
conversation.
disemboweled like by were they zombies? A bunch of like creatures grabbed this one
Yeah,
character and completely ripped this character apart.
yes,
Like
it
ripped
was
like
like it was this whole. Well, and I thought of
all
the
the classic of like creature features. Like again, the green witch, the ghost. I mean ghosts.
vampires
Think
also.
about when you take a sheet of fucking like any white sheet. Think even that movie. There's a movie that came out. Well, I forgot what the name of it with the fucking
Ghost
ghosts.
Story.
That's what it's
Ghost
called.
Story.
The A24 film. Yes.
Yeah, Ghost Story.
Like imagine that, but just fucking you
The
up. You know.
fucking sheets landed on you and twisted your neck. I mean,
Awesome.
it was and that's the whole, like when you saw the death, because you saw one and you just heard the rest of them.
Oh
Just
yeah.
the sheets going down
Good stuff.
was
Chaos.
taking people out.
Chaos, brother.
It was I like this is fucking Terror on Church Street on meth. Like this is
Good
a
shout.
haunted house on meth where the fucking shit is going to take you out. But the sheets was probably, there was a lot, but the sheets, because they were flying around and it was like jellyfish. Like they were flying
Yeah.
in the air and all of a sudden they went
That's a
and they
really
opened
good
up
comparison,
and they
actually.
went
Yeah.
down and you heard snap, you heard crack.
You can hear the
And
twisting of the flesh
oh
and
my god,
bones.
and you knew
Yeah,
what they were
the
doing.
crunch.
Oh,
Yeah.
this was
Again,
one of
I
the
love how you said that because you don't see it, but you hear it, and
hear
by
it.
hearing it, you know what's happening. And then, and
You
then
heard so many bones cracking and
the
snapping in
best part
this.
is when it twists around and the eye holes that are on the sheets, all the blood starts spewing out of it.
Adam, both Adam and
Great
Nicole.
practical effects, by the way. I gotta
Yes.
give him his kudos. I'm a big practical effects guy. I gotta give them their flowers on that.
When
And
that
apropos that they have Rick Baker in this one, I I was thinking, why is Rick Baker here? Like this is the biggest. It's the biggest star in this whole entire fucking movie. He's not even an actor.
but no, it
Good
was
shit.
I love this one. Like I said,
Yeah.
what the scene you said, when all of a sudden like the ghost's face, it started shooting out blood through the eyes,
Yeah.
and it listening to the people I'm watching going, oh, I'm like, this is fucking awesome. Like
How'd
this
you like
is
the climax? With the
oh
remember the haunt has a big witch
yes.
like
And
face
then
with
you
the
saw the hands.
and then another
Oh
giant witch is about to like
yes, I loved it.
but it was about to rise. That was cool. That's a very cool party shot.
This was again only because you saw children get ripped apart.
Was this your favorite
This
one?
was yeah,
This is
yeah.
the
Oh
one you
yeah,
said,
for
yeah.
sure. I for sure, because listen, The thing about haunted houses, it's really hard to get scared. Really good ones will scare you. I mentioned Terror on Church Street. It's closed in Orlando. Um, one of the best haunted houses you can ever go because you legit, I mean, hell, I walked up my second time on an asthma attack. That's how good this place is. So, Home Haunt was fucking awesome. It is literally your greatest fear happening on what would happen when you go into a haunted house.
Yeah.
And you're walking into a haunted house that's demonic, demon, devil, anything possessed. Like this is what's going to happen to you when you actually walk into a haunted house that's all with like actual like
Mhm.
demon shit.
Yeah.
So we're
What's
gonna
your score?
oh 4.5.
Yeah, same. 4.5.
The thing about the VHS series is they either have a really strong wraparound story that you get all the segments, or they have some that are just weak. I was not a fan of Diane Phantasma. I'm literally, I'll go quickly on it because they kept putting it in there, so you never knew what the end game was, what the doctor was trying to reach. And it took so long for you to realize what the doctor was trying to reach that you got it in the end credits. Yeah, Diane
What was it?
Phantasma.
Wait, those actual end credits, like after the main
Yes.
credits?
Yeah, after in between there,
After everything or in between?
you
What
get
was it?
it
Refresh my
so
memory.
it's a commercial of Diet Phantasma. So basically, this brew has been put in with, like, people who have been possessed, like,
What it was
exorcisms.
yeah, it was not ectoplasm. What do you call that shit? Jesus Christ.
Actually, let's just minimize it and go ectoplasm. That's actually the best way you can
They
actually put it.
mentioned it's
They
with a
were
P. What with a
It
P?
was
What
they were using something,
the
but
fuck
it
was it?
involved us. It involved, but it was actually honestly go ectoplasm just to keep it simple.
Poltergeist? I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah, it was poltergeist because they mentioned poltergeist. They mentioned this,
it's
so they took
poltergeist in a bottle essentially.
essence for you to be possessed and appreciate. Like again, some of the wraparounds are so strong, but I will say the weakest thing about the VHS series in a whole is
Lately,
the
especially, yeah,
wraparounds are not fucking awesome. And
not
this
good.
was
Yeah,
another one. I they, okay, ooh. So the cap from the soda bottle slit her throat and she's bleeding everywhere. Okay, you only went for the gore. Like there's no, like, I still didn't get anything. I hated Diet Phantom. Like that's my score.
Phantasma.
Sorry, Diet Phantasma. My entire score for that one, I'm gonna give that a 2. Like, and that's actually my lowest because some of the other ones have been weak.
Mhm.
I found this one to be the weakest one out of all of them.
Mhm. Interesting. I don't think it's weird that you say that. Not weird. I understand. I find it interesting from my point of view because I agree with you. The last 3 or 4 of these VHS films, the wraparounds were the worst segments. And this one here, while it's not amazing, it wasn't as egregious to me. If for one, it didn't end with this. It ended with um um the home haunt. That's what it because
No, it ended
no
with the
yeah, but the commercial
I know
play, yeah, I remember, I know that, but I'm saying
that
that the actual segment,
for you, right, for you, but as a VHS whole movie, it includes the wraparound. The wraparound's got to be strong.
yeah, it does. But you mentioned, oh, what is it? To me, this was a parody, especially like I mean, you're a child from the '80s. Remember those commercials when they had Pepsi or Coke, and they would have somebody sitting there with a blindfold taste testing. To
Yeah.
me, I looked at this as a parody, and the reason why it didn't bother me as much as you is it didn't overstay its welcome, and it gave us gore in between everything else. When honestly, up until like the last couple, well, I don't want. What was it? Like fun size and Home Hunt gave us real gore. Everything else was just minimal or off screen or just and there was no deaths in the first one. So this one here in between, they gave us some people getting fucked up, and I'm sorry. Whenever people were fucking getting obliterated, and you got that message in the bottom for internal use only. I don't know. I chuckled at that because it's a play on like these these testing companies that
Yes.
who knows
You
what the
can't you
fuck.
can't you can't show this to anybody else.
Yeah, and I love how that guy he don't care. He's like, all right, well, damn it, just clean this place up. Next people, and
He
the
was
devs
a
were
chain
cool. Like
smoker.
the guy, the person got either got their skin ripped off, or like again. But I will say this though, like this is when I really noticed it. As far as they had zoom ins, panty shots, all kind of effects. It's supposed to be like home footage, right? Security footage or internal footage. But they had all these editing techniques in here. Like, who did this? Why? That's when I really started noticing, like yeah, okay, they're trying to get a little fancy in the editing and it's sacrificing the rawness. But I give it a 3.75 is because this one did bring the goods. That one girl smashing her head constantly, and again, see, I love practical.
But
I think hold on,
that was
but
the
this
girl
is
that
where
was
we, but this is where we differ because I see it. It's not strong. There's no story. To me, it's a parody. This was a parody of especially during like the 80s and 90s when they did a lot of this shit. This was a parody of that, and the fact that they had all practical for the most part, aside from the editing. But the one girl smashing her face, and her face was pretty much like gone, and one character's jaw was missing, and all these other people started killing each other, and they all die in various ways. The bottle, the can spreads someone's face, and like I don't know. It just felt it didn't drag. It went boom, boom, boom every time in between. I think that's why it wasn't great. Don't get me wrong, but it didn't bother me because they weren't long and they give us gore in between everything. And it was a parody. I found it's supposed to be it's a slapstick. That's how I took it. So I do agree with you though. It's not like as a wraparound, they went a different approach with it. But I've seen worse, especially lately. At least this one here, it wasn't trying to be something it wasn't. It just had fun with the concept of, let's just make a parody of these old like 80s commercials or these testing facilities. And and they do shit like that. One time I got paid one time for watching the Spider-Man 3 trailer. Remember the
Oh,
Sam Raimi one?
yeah.
The same thing. I went into a room. I wasn't wired or nothing, but they said, "Oh, just watch this," and I sat there and watched the trailer. Then I had I answered a questionnaire, and I got paid like $20 for doing that. So it didn't bother me. But 3.75 because of the gore. I'm a gore fiend, but I don't disagree with you. Again, it's not memorable, but it gave us a lot of it's a lot of gags in between the segments, and I think this movie as a whole, which if you want to get into it now, as a whole, the film, what I really did appreciate, it is almost a 2-hour film, and I don't like movies when they start
Hour
reaching that.
54. I thought it
Yeah,
was an hour 45. It was an hour 54. I'm like,
nah,
oh, it's
it's up
long.
there, but
That's
it don't.
long for this
But
one.
it doesn't feel like it because there's segments. They go from one segment, then they got the little interlude, Diet Phantasma goes into the next, and the segments are not long. So you never, and you're always engaged because you're always getting new information. It doesn't drag. There's not long scenes of like a lot of character exposition and nothing like that. It's just boom, 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 boom. So that 2 hours goes by really fast, and I appreciated that. Um, but I'm gonna say because the first two are okay, but when it came into Kid Print, uh, Fun Size, Kid Print, and Home Haunt, those are so strong to me that I'm gonna give it an overall 4 as far as the film. It's not. I think they could have did more with the Halloween theme. I'll be honest with you.
I agree on that.
It didn't really.
I'm gonna say that also.
It didn't feel like Halloween to me, to be quite honest with you. I think they went real simple. Oh, oh shit! Wait a minute. We're supposed to be doing Vases Halloween. Oh my god, you fucking kidding me? I thought it was this. No, it's Halloween. What do we do? Well, put decorations up.
Yeah.
We'll change the script. We'll just make it during Halloween. That's what it felt like to me. So I think those last segments are so much fun. The practical effects were fucking awesome, and that's why it's up there as a 4. But it's still overall disappointing because I expect more from these films, and it's too polished. That's the problem. It's too polished.
I agree. All right. So for me as a whole, I'm gonna say again, the movie got stronger once you introduced that children were getting killed, and you actually gave the horror genre our viewers the most uncomfortable things to watch. I'm gonna give it a 4. I preferred the last one. The last one was so fucking good
It was good. It's
that
better.
the
It was
thing is,
better.
Like at first
Let's
you
be
were
real.
trying
It was
you were
better. You're
trying
right.
yes, you were trying to live up VHS 1. Like you at this point, you don't go back to the first one, you go back to which one was the last good one. The last one, Beyond, kicked so much ass that you only have to equal or be better. This one didn't do it. And it's Halloween. Come on, guys. How the
They
fuck are you
had
gonna
so much
fuck
to
up
work with.
Halloween? And you
Other
were
than
right.
Home Haunt, there wasn't.
Mm.
Everything was so like, come on. They were going.
No,
They were trick or treating during. That's not.
that's
Come on.
it.
That's
Like you
lazy.
were right.
That's
Like you
lazy.
said, like it's just because they're in the costumes. Like, no, there was you could have made I was not a fan of the interconnecting story. That should have been your Halloween one. You should have focused on and the thing is, you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of the Shamrock Company's
Silver
method trying
Shamrock.
to the silver yeah, trying to come up with a mask that's going to kill the kids.
I thought that
We're
that was
trying to
yeah.
come up with a Diet Coke that's going to possess and kill the kids. Like I actually I don't and it's I only bring it up because I was wondering if you were going to look at that connection. But when it came up with the diet soda, that's where I got the Halloween 3 connection. Because they were with them was a mask. With this movie, it was the soda. So I was like, "Ooh, so you guys are giving an homage to Halloween 3 on how where is all the Halloween aspects of this series?" Very, very lacking. If you're going to boast yourself as VHS Halloween, the Halloween aspect should have been strong through all of your segments. You should have okayed all your segments having some type of Halloween theme, no matter what. It doesn't have to be trick or treating. It could even be beforehand, but that wasn't there. And yeah, so beyond as far as the latest iterations
Yeah.
of VHS
What was the
is
wraparound for that one? Beyond.
oh, we didn't even like that one
I know
either.
we
I
didn't. We haven't liked them
no,
in a long time.
no, that's the whole thing. The
What was
wraparounds
it?
have been
I
weak.
even
The
forgot, bro.
wraparounds have been weak. It was the alien, another alien one, where they were investigating because it took over the body
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
it
yeah.
was catatonic and it started moving around and then
Mm-hmm.
it became like Chotu and it became a
What? Cthulhu?
Cthulhu. Yeah, sorry,
Take us home, brother. You're nice.
Chotu. I am nice. Hey, it's a Beer
I'm
Brothers
nice too, bro. We're the
special
Beer Bros.
episode.
Salute,
Like,
bro.
listen, we're here. Salute. So make sure enjoy your Halloween. We'll be back beforehand
Look at that. We
and
got some Halloween specials coming up.
take us home.
With that being said, stay good, stay healthy, trick or treat, but most of all, stay scared. Enjoy horror films, folks.